Welcome to WatchMinded, the channel where we don't just look at watches, we build them. Today, we're assembling a custom skeleton watch from scratch. It's inspired by the Stranger Things series. Not the kids on bicycles, but the dark atmosphere of the upside-down world. I'll walk you through the watch parts, the full assembly process, and the small details that matter, including the challenges and unexpected issues you may face during a real build. I'll break down the total budget of the build at the end of the video. Let's start with the heart of the build, the movement. For this project, there was really only one choice: the gray skeleton Seiko NH72. It fits this concept better than anything else. The NH72 works visually because it removes the surface and exposes the mechanism beneath. Much like the upside down, reveals what exists below our reality. Its dark gray bridges, sharp geometry, and constantly moving gears feel cold, organic, and slightly unsettling. Not decorative, but alive in an unnatural way. To me, it looks like the upside down itself. The movement comes with a metal ring and small bolts, but for this build, we don't need them, so we set them aside. Next, the case. I went with a gray titanium case. Its brushed matte surface feels cold and desaturated. Titanium has a naturally dull, almost organic sheen, not the shiny look of luxury steel, which makes it feel utilitarian and slightly alien. The design is simple and functional, without unnecessary details. The case measures 36 millimeters in diameter, 46 millimeters lug to lug, and just 12 millimeters thick. It weighs only 26 grams, or about 0.9 ounces, which is pretty impressive. And by the way, you'll find links to all the watch parts and tools I used in the description below. Now, the hands. I chose skeleton Seamaster style hands. In this build, they echo the open structure of the NH72 movement beneath. Nothing should feel layered on top. Everything belongs to the same exposed world. This set originally came with a black seconds hand, with only the tip colored dark red. I wanted a stronger accent, so I ordered an additional fully red seconds hand. I'm still deciding which one I'll use in the final build. I'll make that choice a bit later. A fully open skeleton watch looks impressive, but we still need reference points to read the time. That's why I'm using this dial ring. It's black, minimal, and doesn't compete with the movement. It doesn't close the watch. It frames the mechanics and adds depth. And that's exactly what we need here. The next part isn't about design, but about engineering. This is the movement spacer ring. It keeps the movement securely fixed inside the case and prevents any wobble. It's invisible once the watch is assembled, but absolutely essential. Before we get into the assembly, a few words about the watch I'm wearing today. This is one of my recent builds, featuring an open heart dial and the NH39 movement. If you want to take a closer look, I'll leave a link right here, and in the description below. By the way, in that build I used similar Seamaster style skeleton hands. I really like how they work with open movements, and that's why I chose them again for this watch. And now, let's build. This will be a detailed assembly because the Seiko NH72 movement has a few important nuances. The same principles also apply to the Seiko NH70 and NH71 movements. They belong to the same family, just in different finishes. If you're new to watch building and want a deeper look at movements, tools, parts, and step-by-step instructions, make sure to check my step-by-step guide to building your own DIY watch. It's right here on the channel. Let's begin. First, we install the spacer ring onto the movement. The spacer has ledges, and the movement has matching notches. They simply click together. These ledges are also meant to accept the dial feet. But here's where it gets interesting. This dial is designed to attach directly to the movement, not to a fixed rubber spacer. On the AliExpress page, there's even a note saying, "Attention, not applicable to NH70 with fixed rubber ring." Since this spacer is just plastic, we can modify it. With the spacer mounted on the movement, I first mark the positions for the dial feet using heated metal. I'm using tweezers for this. To protect the movement, I then remove the spacer and deepen the holes separately. Once that's done, I reinstall the spacer. The dial ring has 6 feet, but the movement only accepts 2, so I remove the remaining 4. After cutting them off, small bumps remain. I carefully file them down so the dial ring sits perfectly flat against the spacer. I do this off camera to keep dust away from the movement. At this stage, you need to be careful not to bend the dial ring. I managed to do it successfully, but I did damage the paint on 2 hour markers. When you try this yourself, place the ring on something soft. Since the paint came off easily, I decided to remove it from all the markers. Just use a plastic tool, never metal, to avoid scratching the surface. And honestly, I like the hour markers without paint even more. We'll see how it looks in the final result. Now, installing the dial. And next, the hands. The hour hand goes first. While pressing it in, the movement slipped slightly from the spacer, so I continue without a movement holder and work gently. Hour hand, done. Minute hand, installed. And now, the seconds hand. The black one feels restrained and subtle. The red one adds contrast and character. Since the black hand could disappear against the gray background, I go with the red one. After installing all the hands, I rotate them fully to make sure they don't touch. Before placing the movement into the case, I remove all dust using a cloth and a blower. Now I remove the default blue crown and stem by pressing the release lever. Just remember, You can only remove the crown while the movement is running, otherwise it's locked. I lower the movement into the case and make sure it sits securely. For this build, I already have a stem from a previous project, so I'll reuse it. If you're working with a new stem, just cut it to the correct length for your case. To ensure water resistance, I lubricate the gasket and then screw down the case back. Before showing the result, I'll set the time to the opposite of 11. And here is the final result. Now, let's choose a strap for this watch. I have 3 options. The first one is a black nylon Nato strap with a red line. The matte black fabric keeps everything grounded, while the single red line adds tension, a quiet echo of the red seconds hand in constant motion. This strap turns the watch into a statement, without making it loud. Next, the black leather strap. With it, the watch becomes quieter, more composed. The leather creates balance between mechanics and material. It softens the technical look without hiding it. This version feels right for moments when you want to keep everything under control, focused, confident, restrained. And finally, the black canvas strap. With this one, the watch becomes more utilitarian. The canvas texture adds grip and tactility, grounding the exposed mechanics. This is the version you wear during the day. Practical, comfortable, and honest. In the end, I chose the Nato strap with the red line. For me, this is where the watch reaches its strongest visual form: expressive, balanced, and intentional, without ever being loud. As usually, I send a picture of the watch to ChatGPT and asked his opinion about it. Mr. GPT, please tell me what you think about this watch. And this is what I get.
This watch feels intentional, restrained, and intense. It belongs in creative studios, modern cities, late evenings, and long walks through concrete and steel. It's worn at work, during travel, and in moments where details matter. This isn't a watch for special occasions. It's a watch for people who make everyday moments intentional.
Time for a lume check. The hour markers are not meant to have lume. The hands, however, remain clearly visible. Not bad at all. And now, let's break down the budget for this custom skeleton watch build. As always, you'll find links to all the parts and tools in the description below. Case, $25. Dial, $10. Hand set, $9. Second hand, $2. Spacer ring, $3. Nato strap, $3. Movement, Seiko NH72, $69. That brings the total cost to just $121. Thanks for watching Watch Minded. Hit the like button and subscribe. See you in the next build.